Вчера вечером когда я расстроили, это было для людей, которые только на русском языке говорят. Души с нами. First, I would like to say a big thank you to the International, to the organizer of this conference. There are a few people that lead research with or among the Dolgan people. And today I have the opportunity to talk about the Dolgan religion. The full name is Factitious Abyss. Does any bird fly in the Dolgan world? Why Factitious Abyss? We will talk about wooden birds and metal birds. The aim of this communication is to highlight relationships of the humans with the environment, focusing on the Dolgan case. These people live today largely in the Siberia Peninsula in the Arctic region. That people result mainly from mixed with Tungus, Yakut, and Russian families or groups who migrated to the Siberia Peninsula towards the 27th century. Those mixes are interesting, having led representation and practices to change, to disappear or to appear. The way to access to that phenomenon is to study the religious sphere. I will focus on the birds, especially on the assisted reproductive technology that disappears nowadays. This is the RT. Earliest, since the end of the 19th century, the Dolgan makes a wooden bird and put it at the top of the grave or the funeral Christian cross. Similar graves are found among the Tungus, the Lamuts, and the northern Yakuts. Wooden birds led the shaman to divinities or to spirits living in the sky, or they brought the soul of the sick person there. Paying attention to the conservation in the dimensions, it seems to me that the Dolgan people kept a long time two kinds of wooden birds. Big birds, which assist the shaman to go to the divinities of spirits, and small birds, which are the soul of the person. There are two kinds of soul of the person on that photograph. Paying attention to these kinds of objects, I think only the small birds were set inside the bag, hidden home. They took part in the birth of children, bringing or representing their soul called people accepted and to protect in this way the soul of their children or their own soul. So locked up in a bag and prevented to fly, how does the soul live? And when other objects are set into the bag, are they linked to the soul or not? How does it that small birds in a bag, kept in the bag, help to the birds finally? According to the Dolgans, how finally to get a baby? Going further into details, it has to refer to different steps of birth and early childhood made by Dolgans. The description of the objects in the context of use will help next to explain the role of the assisted reproductive technology. And finally, the so-called Dolgan conception of the birth we use today. So first, to get a child requires more than a man and a woman. Dolgans say that a person needs to live one of several souls and the shadow given by divinities or spirits. Then to get a child depends of relations with that divinities and spirits, bringing love. it has to avoid an infertility, a sterility, or an abortion. According to the ethnographic data, no precise or systematic representation exists about the contribution of the parents and the anatomic part separation. Nowadays, Dolgan hesitates. The mother may give her blood to her child, but thinking about the rational medical science, they hurt themselves. Otherwise, Dolgan suggests that their children get sold while the mother is pregnant. At the beginning of the 20th century, the Dolgan thinks that the pregnancy is incurable. We don't really know why. The region of Spain is not known. Data only shows that a woman is incurred because of menstrual flow. During the pregnancy, she mustn't eat different foods, step over ropes or poles, and she mustn't, for example, sit down on the shaman's sledge. When observing those rules, it seems that she still can take part in the domestic life, but data doesn't confirm that she can cook or sew, for example. And in a general way, data are insufficient to lead to social analysis. Then, the woman has not to hide her pregnancy. On the contrary, she used to visit the shaman or all women, asking him to, for example, asking the shaman to foresee the child's gender and the moment when she would deliver. According to the data that I gathered, the women trust in their own dreams to learn of the gender too and without shamans. But at the beginning of the 20th century, there are no hospitals in the Lithuania Peninsula, and mother mustn't give birth home. Then a specific hut or a small tent are built, and the woman gives birth into. Men may set it up, but they mustn't come into that specific shelter. The pregnant tries hard to deliver, grabbing onto a pole, hammered into the ground. Usually, the pole stays hammered after birth, but some old people explain to me that their parents kept that pole home, which was used by their mother during her different deliveries. And by the Western Dolgans, this ritual specialist, the shaman, set out those two pole strings, called turu, and bound to the life of the pregnant and the child. The woman bringing the tent is a midwife. She is very respected, and children used to and children who she had to the birth used to consider her as a grandfather. She is not a ritual specialist, but she gets different presents for her health. She hopes that the pregnant messages her and turns to the child to let him arrive. She used to name the child too. Moreover, when the baby is prematurely born, the midwife puts him into an Arctic fox fur or the stomach of a reindeer that the father has a specialist love for the birth. Those materials, warm or not, swaddling the baby could be comparable to an incubator. It seems to be the role of the cradle too. The midwife makes the first cradle of the baby, linking together two birch barks. Next, the young dog is set into the cradle in order to evacuate dangerous spirits. As soon as born, the baby is firmly swaddled and set into the cradle. If he is a premature baby, he lays into the Arctic fox furs. Yes, he lays into a hair fur. During the pregnancy and the birth, no wooden bird seems to be usually made. They appear in case of illness of the child, in case of stillbirth or mortality during the early childhood. Like the ethnographers on Great Popov, I found different kinds of small birds, wooden birds and metal birds. But we gathered different data for sometimes, and for example, about the fabrication. Andrei Popov wrote in his monograph, remained unpublished, that the shaman makes the metal birds and brings it out of his drum during a ritual before birth. But the Dolgan said me that their own father, uncle, and grandfather made the wooden birds themselves. They were not shaman. However, I could not get explanation about those materials. The wooden birds studied by Andrei Popov are small, up to 10 centimeters, and the head and the tail are shaped, but we can't recognize any birds or any species. When there are wings on those birds, they are made with threaded beads. The body can be painted in two. The wooden birds I could observe were small, up to 7 centimeters long. The man cut a willow branch and shapes it with knife according to the shaman's application. Wooden birds haven't got wings or legs and are not decorated. In general, the metal birds are small, up to 5 centimeters long and thin, made in a metal slab molten. Sometimes the slab is forged and cut. But their heads and the tail are shaped too, and there are wings and legs, but no decoration of it. Then this bird, one of several, lies in a small nest, up to 12 centimeters. A man beds a bark in cycle and braids with wooden chips around the bark. This nest is set in a small bag. The biggest dimensions are up to 8 centimeters long and 7 centimeters high. The bag is made with suede, red painted on its external side, and after shaping, there are decorations with white and yellow colored embroidery, and the red painted, and there is a red painted fringe. Dried reindeer tendons are braided, and that allows to grip the bag. The birds are set into the bag, and there is another cord that connects the birds to the nest. The bird is attached at the neck of the wing to the braided width of the nest. When it is up to 4 meters long, the cord is made with braided suede. But I found short cords up to 25 centimeters long and made with braided hair. Dolgan, for example, explained me that those cords were usually made with the human umbilical cord, but it remains questionable. Whom saw that umbilical cord, and when is the bird attached to them? Can one use the umbilical of another child? And whatever the case, it seems that the link shows firstly and mainly that the bird must not fly away from the bag. There are often down feathers, long human hairs and white reindeer hairs, sometimes beards or colored weft, laden with the chips. The long and light feather is curved and can be set around the bird. The species are not defined, but the Dolgan people explain that there are a swarm of diverse feathers. This bird appears in the shamanistic representation. Swan is a bird of God, of the highest major spirit living in the sky, which Dolgan used to call Urungai Toyon. It can lead the shaman to the heaven, but a contrario, the diver is an ambiguous bird. The shaman follows the diver bird to go by the devil. Or in a world of his. For example, to get back to the bird soul fruit of a sick person stolen by devils. There is sometimes a small four pieces too. According to Popov, it allows the bird soul of the child to play, not to be born in the bag. These pieces, I observed, seem to be reindeer fur or summer hair fur. The weft should be a gift to the spirit for protection, but there is another kind of thread into the bag. The human and reindeer hairs are obvious. Dolgan said to me that the human hairs could be some of the first cut child hairs, but the matter was long, and according to their own representation, those different hairs bring to the child a second soul called pure or pure, which is essential to life. And when the baby is stillborn, the midwife tries to keep him alive, breathing out into different orifices with her eye: mouth, nose, ears, anus. And in this way, Dolgan believes that she puts back straight into the child. So then, at the beginning of the 20th century, the Dolgans used to use of an assisted reproductive technology, and it allows them to get a baby and to keep him alive. The bag is a small mother of the world and reminds a womb, a uterus, or something like that. With the bird soul put, it takes part to conception of life. When a person is sick, the shaman gets back his soul, and in order that the devil spirit that has fallen or present staying into or next to the person. Then the shaman puts a metal piece in a scarf with different decoration to fit the soul next to the sick person. It seems to be the sense of the designation Dabaki that Enrico was published about the bird soul. It is very hard to observe models on the fieldwork today. Of course, that practice can have disappeared, but the model has especially to be hidden. It is sometimes put into the cradle under the child's pillow. Else it is put away in the apartment, in the house attics or the outhouse. And at her death, the grandmother of Dolgan that I met, who I met, has to her family to set her mother into her confidence. She explained that she won't be back by the living people after her death. Such materials have been found by other Tungus people, for example by Orochons and by Lamuts. By the Nanai, a woman can put a nest next to the window in order to get a babe. And similar bars appears today by events of Magadan and of Yakutia. According to the work of different ethnographers, Vasilievich, Mazin, Nikolaev, Popov, Gorovich, Tatina Bugakova, or Vladimir Davidov, women used to keep a small bag called muruchun or muruchek. Few data shows that they set wooden or metal birds into. That bag usually contained fabric pieces and needles. But by the northern Yakuts, Ilagovich gathered that women used to hide small wooden birds in a birch bark called Torduya, Veranoskin. Next to the small mother, we found artifacts, fur or hair fur, sometimes with a head, but decorated, it's attached, they're attaching monies and bits. During the delivery, shaman is the only one man who can enter into the shelter. At the first delivery, he crosses two sticks and threads it into that fur. It is put next to the pregnant. She hides it after the birth and would go out it again for the following birth. That fur is similar to the one which the midwife used to swaddle the premature baby. This object represents the divinity Agihi, which Yakut women pray to get a babe. The presentation is nevertheless not obvious. In Yakutic language, the term means which does sacred or makes with sacred. By the Yakuts, Ayihit is the divinity of earth, protecting the people and their livestock. By the Dolgan people, Ayihit is the protector of the woman and of the children. And each family has lots of particular, specific Ayihit transmitted in matrilineality, swan, hare, or other animals. It is then forbidden to hunt any animal associated to its own Ayihit. Then, if the Dolgan model bag is not clearly an incubator, a food is associated to ensure the well development and birth of the child. And next, the cradle seems to be another model of world of incubator where the child continues to grow, still with the watch of spirits. Data gathered since the 17th century doesn't confirm the existence of such model among the Tungus and Yakut peoples. Nevertheless, and finally, the Dolgan assisted reproductive technology involves getting a bird and protecting him with different modes. Incubators are multiplied and associated to protecting support of spirits, of souls, animals for. The plantation is assisted by the shaman, divinities and spirits, and the models are hidden. Today the technology seems to change. The Dolgan only kept several techniques to protect the child, multiplying the names given and putting into or hitching different supports of spirits or wooden weapons to the cradle. And this is not a fake. This is not a fake.
Okay, let's see. So, can I ask you, where
Can you say louder? Can you say louder your question?
Oh, yeah, sure.
I just want to ask when and where did you conduct your field work?
I've already lived 1 year along in the Taimyr Peninsula with Dolgan people living in the eastern side and the western side. And I used to work with Dolgan people who live now in Krasnoyarsk city, in St. Petersburg and in Moscow city. Those people living far away from the Taimyr Peninsula didn't show me such material. But in the Taimyr Peninsula, some people used to show, but with precautions and carefully, such materials. Sometimes they only wanted to show the bag, but not what was into. And other people used to open to share everything, to show everything on the table. And there are other material in the Kunstkamera in St. Petersburg and in other museums in Zagreb.
Okay, are there any more questions, comments? Now, then,
Почему такая тема? Ну, это лишний вопрос. Когда я пока молодой студентом, был в Долгане, приезжали во Франции, как будто в отпуск. И мы дружились, они старые были. И когда я вернулся на Таимyr, они умирали. И тогда люди мне спрашивали, почему ты сюда приехал? Я объяснил, вот, те люди меня пригласили. Но они умирали недавно, когда тебе надо уехать отсюда. И когда я все равно был в поселках, я заметил, что на каждом столбище были изображения то ли гнезд, то ли птиц. И тогда я считал, кто чего написал и нашел. И, например, Владимир Дьяченко, который в Санкт-Петербурге очень много работал в этом, хорошо работал. я сам молодой, и люди мне всегда сказали, что есть еще другое. А что другое есть? Ну, это кут. А что такое кут? Ну, кут – это изображение птицы, и это душа человека. А я ответил, ну, кут – это единственное у вас на столбищах. Они мне сказали, ну, дома тоже есть. И тогда вот они мне рассказали чуть-чуть по-медленному. И мне надо было, да, 4 раза, например, и каждый раз на трансляции. И всегда мне чуть-чуть объяснили, ну, или сами не знали, ну, придумали, что можно и как. Ну, сейчас у меня большой проблем есть с смехом, потому что они все думают, что это святый материал. Но они иногда говорят, что это египет, иногда ячи, иногда по-другому называют. И они все запутают, и идет реконструкция сейчас материала. Потому что у Долгана, я говорю, это целое, у Долгана больше нету шаманов. Они все были репрессированы и не хотели передать свой театр. Ну, вот так не